Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new video. In today's video, we are going to be going to the thrift store. I have a thrift haul to share with you. We're going to be styling, adding some Halloween decor to our living room. I also found some really awesome things at the thrift store, so I want to incorporate them and just give you tips and tricks throughout this video on how you can take everyday items from the thrift store and use them in your home seasonally and then get to enjoy them for the rest of the year too. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's jump right in. Like I mentioned in the intro, we are going to be doing some decorating and I'm going to be sprinkling in some Halloween decor. So throughout the decorating and styling, I'm gonna share some simple tips and tricks that I like to do just to keep things really inexpensive, but still have fun with the season. And I tend to decorate less like orange jack-o'-lantern and more just like old vintage, slightly spooky, if that makes sense. And before I decorate for Halloween, I wanted to go to the thrift store, take you all along with me, show you what they had, and I know you all enjoy coming along with me and strolling the aisles of the thrift store, so we're gonna do that first, and then we'll come back here and I will show you what I found, and then we will go ahead and add some decor around my living room and just make it look a little bit more Halloween-esque. Starting off with the traditional Halloween decor, and this is what you're probably thinking when you think of thrifting Halloween decorations, and you can definitely find some really great little gems if you move things around and look through. But today I'm going to focus on looking for those unique things that you can use not only during Halloween but also throughout this season. I did find some, again, traditional Halloween florals, but wanted to show you these beautiful ones. I absolutely loved the color. They were a great price point. And this is more something that I would use for fall and then into Halloween because it just transitions so much nicer. In the planter section, I found this beautiful little planter. You could, of course, use that as it's intended. You could also add like a flameless candle to it to give it more of a Halloween feel as well. And then just a quick little glance through this section because I never miss it. I thought this blue and it's almost like an off-white planter was gorgeous. I love anything that has that organic shape. Over in the candle section, I found these beautiful pieces and I thought these were so perfect for this time of year. Again, not something traditional, but something that you could work into your everyday decor. Put some little flameless candle tea lights or regular tea lights in the center and really just create something cozy and have that kind of little Halloween flair. I also love incorporating lanterns, and you can find, as you can see, it looks like someone lined up all of the lanterns here, but I really thought this one would be perfect for Halloween, and it was only $2.99. And of course, always thrift with a coupon. You get coupons by donating or if you sign up for email lists. So that is something to keep in mind. And then I did find this, which I thought was interesting and something a little bit more traditional, but still felt a little elevated as well. Keeping my eye out for regular decor during this thrift trip, I did find this beautiful marble piece, and just turning it around made it look so much more simple and quite beautiful. So that is just a little tip. Sometimes turning things around or using things in different ways that they're not intended for, you can really create something so beautiful. I could see that styled on a kitchen counter with a regular cloche on top. You could do like a candle and like maybe a little flower arrangement. So always keeping that in mind. I did find those black candles, which would work perfect for this season. Another thing I love to do for Halloween, as I like to call it, is pull out all of my silver and brass. And I use that all throughout the year. It's such an easy way to add seasonal decor because you just have to change the colors of the candlesticks, which I'm going to share with you in the decorating portion of the video. But that is a great thing to thrift. I was looking for a frame because you will see when we start styling, I wanted to add something a little bit different on my mantle. And I came across this beautiful stone piece. This was solid marble, and something about it, again, felt still very transitional. I could use it throughout the year, but also felt a little bit special for this time. And then I found this beautiful chessboard and all of the pieces so stunning. I think this might be handmade. Like when I turned it over, it looked like it was. So I'm not too sure, but it was beautiful. And then another thing to keep in mind is coffee table books. I'm always on the hunt, and this is a great thing to thrift for this time of year because you can find like spookier books, different colors if you want to bring in more warm tones. Such a great way to anchor pieces on your coffee table, to add height. Just so beautiful. And then also to enjoy as well. I did find this beautiful cloche, which is something that I could just use all year, but then of course be able to style differently for the seasons. And then while looking through that section, I found this really beautiful teapot that I wanted to show you all. Such beautiful little pieces here. I do come across a couple other gems in this section. I'm curious if any of you know what this is. I tried to open it. I tried to like turn it around. I'm attracted to anything that's warm wood. So if you know what this is, let me know. Silver and brass is another section I never miss out on because you can find some really beautiful vintage pieces here that make such a statement in your home. I love mixing the old and the new, and I think when you thrift, you're able to do that just so beautifully and in this way that feels very collected and just purposeful. I came across this gorgeous platter. I thought it was really quite beautiful and priced at $9.99, which I think is a very good price considering it is fine china and probably very old. So I loved that. And then this was a beautiful little dish as well. Like I said earlier, I absolutely love finding things that are just kind of organic shaped and almost look handmade. I think that is my favorite thing to find at the thrift stores. And this bowl was also quite beautiful. I really loved the color. I loved the size of it. It just did have some chipping along the edges, so I did leave it behind, but nonetheless, it was beautiful. And then one of my favorite sections to look through is the utensils and gadgets. I'm always on the hunt for old rolling pins, for vintage silverware. I have found some beautiful pieces here, so I love to just have a look. Also coasters. I found some beautiful brass coasters that you're going to see me use in a little bit. So always keep my eye out here because you never know what you'll find. It does take some digging. So like I say, don't be afraid to get in there, move things around. It's honestly part of the fun. Okay, back from the thrift store, and I did bring home a couple things. I had a 30% off coupon, so it was really, really good savings. And the first thing I found, like I was sharing in the thrifting portion of the video, I like to use pieces in my seasonal decorating that I can then use like season after season in my regular decor. And I have been loving stone lately. I've been sharing a lot of different pieces I've been thrifting that have been stone. And I found this gorgeous picture frame. It is a solid stone piece and it's just so beautiful. And I think in my Halloween decor, it's going to be a perfect pop on my mantle. And I did go ahead and print off a picture of our family last year on Halloween. So I thought that I would be able to add this to the frame and use in the styling, but so beautiful and very unexpected. And I picked it up today for only $3.99. And then my most favorite thing that I found today is this absolutely beautiful, like heavy stone chessboard. It is so gorgeous and my boys have already used it. It is just a piece of art. I have wanted a chessboard for my coffee table for months and I just didn't find anything that I loved. Everything felt kind of cheap, and this just feels so substantial and makes such a statement. I love the warm tones of the stone and just the contrast. It's so beautiful. And not traditionally like something you would use for fall or Halloween, but I think styled in the right way, this is going to be perfect, also functional. This was priced at $19.99, so it was a little bit more expensive. Given how much I loved it, I was willing to pay that. Plus I had 30% off. Now it says missing pieces, but we did set it up and my boys were already playing and there was nothing missing. It was just a couple of the pieces are broken, so I just have to buy some E6000 and just simply glue it together. So I'm excited to style this today on my coffee table. I think what I'm gonna do is use it more like a kind of a anchor for some different decor pieces on top, but then also keep the chest pieces handy so that we can actually use it and enjoy it as well. So I picked that up today, and you might see a little someone in the background of my video today. So that is Miss Mila. The last thing I brought home was this beautiful warm wood glass cloche. I just can't say no to a cloche. I think they're so fun to use. This is actually genuine teak wood. It is very, very beautiful. I picked it up today for only $7.99. Of course, I had that 30% off coupon. And cloches are such a beautiful and inexpensive way to style. I love to use them as they're intended, of course, for sweet treats and things in the kitchen, but you could use them in so many ways for all of the seasons. You could put pumpkins in them for fall. You could add, if skeletons are your thing, maybe some little skeletons in here for Halloween, or do a combo of both. I mean, Christmas, you could make, like, I've seen people do little villages and cloches. There's so many things that you can do. And I'm excited to have this one to add to my collection. I love adding warm wood in my kitchen any chance I get in the fall and the winter, so I'm happy that I was able to find this today. But now I'm going to turn the camera around and we are going to do some really fun styling and decorating. Like I said, I'm gonna share some other little thrifty tips and tricks that I've done over the years, and I hope you enjoy, and I hope it gives you just a little bit of inspiration today. Starting off with some creepy cloth. This I just found at Dollar Tree several years ago. I have seasonal bins that I keep and pull from year after year, and then I like to add a couple new things here and there, but this is something that I've had for a while along with this combination. So it's a thrifted pitcher. I love the color of it. It feels very old and worn. And then this is just some faux flower stems. I removed the flowers off of these stems years ago. So I decided to repurpose, and I painted the stems black, and it gave it this really fun effect for this time of year. So just a little thrifty tip if you want to add some spooky branches. It was really easy to do. Then I went in with this box from Michael's. It looks like it's 3 books stuck together, but it's actually a box. I picked it up for 60% off. It was so inexpensive. I love how realistic and just old vintage it looks and feels. I think it goes with the overall theme. And then on the other side, I like to keep the weight the same when I'm styling the mantle, but I don't like it to match. So I knew I wanted something bigger and substantial. So I went in with that beautiful picture. It's like so perfect. I thrifted it, and I know so many of you loved it too. I just painted the shiny gold frame with a little bit of craft matte black paint from the Dollar Tree, and it just turned out perfect. So I went in with that. And then of course my brass candlesticks, and this is another little thrifty tip. I picked up these emergency candles again years ago, but I know Dollar Tree still sells them. And I just painted them with that same matte black paint, and I just repaint them every year. And they give this really fun kind of blue effect at nighttime when I light them. And they're just really simple and add just this fun, spooky little touch to the mantle. Then just to balance out the silver on the other side, I did go in with a beautiful stone little pitcher that I thrifted years ago. And then to warm that up, I added some off-white baby's breath. And then on the other side, again, just to kind of balance it out, I went in with a really off-white, warm little mini pumpkin. And then this is my daughter's request. She loves the bats, so I pick up a pack from Amazon every year. They're like $7, and I went ahead and added those. And then after the thrift store, I did go in and add this picture frame. I love how this turned out, and it's such a nice memory. I'm gonna pull this out year after year and just keep updating the picture from the previous year. And I just think it turned out really quite beautiful, if spooky can be beautiful, and fun, and really just reflects the season. And my kids love it, and that's the ultimate joy. And then on the coffee table, I was so excited to incorporate this beautiful chessboard. This is probably one of my favorite things I've ever thrifted to date. And our family loves to play chess, so it is something that is functional. So I just wanted to keep it really simple, and I used this bust that I picked up at Michael's. Again, it was like 60-70% off for the spring clearance. A simple black candle, and then my beloved brass coasters. And together it's very simple, but still feels fun and seasonal, but not in a too much kind of way. Thank you so much for coming along with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I am so grateful for every single one of you, and I can't wait to see you all in my next video. Bye everyone.